would you do if you found out your sister's fiancé was cheating right before the wedding? My sister had been through a lot in life. Bad relationships, trust issues, years of telling herself maybe love just wasn't meant for her. So when she met Nathan, we all noticed the change. She smiled more. She laughed on little things. She finally seemed like herself again. Naturally, when he proposed, she said yes. And I said I was happy for her. But truthfully, something about him always made my stomach twist. I couldn't explain it. Just a gut thing. But I told myself not to ruin it. She deserved to be happy. A few weeks before the wedding, I was out with some friends at a late bar downtown. We were just about to leave when I spotted someone at the bar. Tall, familiar looking, with his hand wrapped tightly around a girl's waist. It was Nathan. At first, I convinced myself it couldn't be. But then he turned his head just slightly, and it was definitely him. I stood there frozen. It was like my body couldn't move, and my brain couldn't believe what it was seeing. They weren't just sitting together. They were close, intimate, laughing, whispering in each other's ears. At one point, she kissed him on the cheek, and he didn't flinch. He smiled. I took out my phone, snapped a quick picture through the crowd, and left. I didn't even confront him. I couldn't. All I could think about was my sister, already planning the final touches for her wedding, rehearsing vows for a man who was smiling at someone else. I barely slept that night. I kept thinking, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe he'd explain it somehow, and it would make sense. Maybe I'd ruin everything for no reason. The next morning, I sat on my sister's bed. She was doing her makeup, humming to herself, excited about some bridesmaid dress alteration or something trivial, and I broke. I told her everything. I showed her the photo. My hands were literally shaking. She didn't speak for a long time, just stared at the image. I thought she'd cry or scream or deny it, but all she said was, I knew it. Apparently she'd been feeling it too. The weird texts he wouldn't let her see, the way he started staying late at work for no real reason. I just didn't want it to be true, she whispered. The wedding was off by the end of that day. We spent the next few weeks helping her move out of the apartment they shared. She cried a lot, but not in the way you'd expect. It was almost like she was grieving the hope she once had, not the man. You know what's weird? She thanked me. She said most people would have kept quiet to keep the peace, but I didn't, and that gave her back her peace. It's been 2 years now. She's in therapy. She's dating again, slowly, carefully, on her own terms, and she says she's finally learning to trust her own instincts, and I'm just glad I helped her face it before it was too late.